World leaders are organizing to steal our freedoms and to come up with a plan that will make us obey their dictums. I'm going to talk about that and what you can do to push back against their plans. So let's get started. This is the Hey Ed YouTube channel, and I am your host, moderator, and all-around nice guy. And today I'm going to be talking to you about an evil plan that's being put together by world leaders that will strip us even more of our personal freedoms and move us into a system where we will have to obey their commandments. Okay, so I know that this is going to sound a little nutty, and it's going to sound like I'm a conspiracy theorist. But I promise you, I'm going to back everything up with fact. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, there was a gathering of the G20 countries throughout the world, and they held the annual summit in Bali, Indonesia. And coming out of that summit was a declaration that is not being reported widely in the mainstream press. This declaration should scare the hell out of any freedom-loving person. So here are some of the headlines. World leaders agreed to implement vaccine passports. The leaders from 20 countries at the recent G20 summit signed a declaration which states they agreed to adopt vaccine passports to facilitate all international travel. The current membership of the G20 accounts for more than 66% of the world's population and includes Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany. So essentially, this vaccine passport is going to cover about 66% of the world's population. And another headline, Biden, world leaders signed declaration to adopt vaccine passports for international travel. So you see, I'm not making this up. Okay, so what is a digital healthcare passport? A digital healthcare passport is a mechanism to store and access all medical information and records online in one location. The data will be kept on a digital platform using blockchain and cloud technology for easy access and enhanced security and protection. Okay. So what they want to do is they want you to put all of your medical information on one passport, okay? I mean, what could go wrong there, right? Okay, so they don't believe in your privacy, okay? You are not considered a sovereign human being anymore. This is not about healthcare or vaccines or controlling pandemics. This is about data collection. That's what all of this is. It's about data collection, it's about control, and it's about limiting your freedom. They want to know exactly what you're doing at all times. They want to know whether you're following the rules so that they can come down on you if you're not following the rules. And if you don't want to follow the rules, you're not going to be able to travel. Let's take a quick look at an analysis by a man named Matt Staver. Liberty Counsel founder and chairman Matt Staver said, digital health or vaccine passports, along with tracking and tracing apps, present a serious threat to freedom. Vaccine passports and tracking apps are about collecting data and control. The vaccine passport is being promoted worldwide to limit a person's ability to leave home, work, shop, dine, travel, attend a public event, or even worship. COVID is being used to advance this dangerous threat to freedom. We must never accept vaccine passports or tracking apps as the new normal. The implications for freedom are significant. Okay, I agree 100%. We have to push back. Anytime a government tells you that you need to submit to their will in order for you to enjoy your freedom, you should push back. I want everybody to wake up to this new potential reality because this is scary stuff. And to bring home that point, let's take a look at what Naomi Wolf said about this. Dr. Wolf said, I cannot say this forcefully enough. This is literally the end of human liberty in the West if this plan unfolds as planned. Vaccine passports sound like a fine thing if you don't know what those platforms can do. I'm CEO of a tech company. I understand what this platform does. It's not about the vaccine. It's not about the virus. It's about data. And once this rolls out, you don't have a choice about being part of the system. What people have to understand is that any other functionality can be loaded onto that platform with no problem at all. Yeah. So again, it's not about public health and it's not about controlling pandemics. It's about collecting data so that they can control you. Let's dig a little deeper. This is from our good friend, the evil Klaus Schwab of the WEF. Okay, he also attended the G20 and the B20 summits, and he said this in the B20 keynote address. What we have to confront is a deep, systematic, and structural restructuring of our world, and this will take time, and the world will look differently after we have gone through this transition process. That's Klaus Schwab, probably the most evil person on earth, the head of the WEF. And I want you to take a look at what Eva Vlardingerbroek said. Everything is out in the open now. Everyone knows it doesn't work. It's become so obvious that they've thrown logic out the window. She also points out that what is being stated is disingenuous. World leaders say, we will facilitate movement. What they really mean is, we will restrict movement if you don't do what we say. Okay, so are you scared yet? Are you angry yet? Okay, I want to show you a paragraph that summarizes my issue with this vaccine passport. And this is also a quote from Eva Vlardingerbroek. Sorry, I apologize for messing up your name. The fundamental question to be addressed, she said, is people have forgotten what the state is for, and the state serves the citizens, not the other way around. You have an entire population that apparently seems to forget that they pay up to half of their income in taxes. You do that so that the state, supposedly, does things in your interest. Instead, the state treats us as criminals. Every citizen is proven guilty until proven innocent. Okay, and for a little taste of what's coming our way, all we have to do is look at what's going on in China. Okay, this is what the people in China have to live with on a daily basis. The Chinese government, they have cameras everywhere, and they've got AI technology that can track not just your facial recognition, but they also look at your gait. Okay, that is the way you walk, and they can identify you wherever you are in China, or really anywhere in the world that has a camera, right? They can theoretically track you. This is what every country wants. They want complete control of your life. Now, during the G20 summit, they were saying, okay, we're trying to find a way to get a handle on the next pandemic, which is certainly going to happen. That's what they said. It's going to happen. All right. So they're looking for an excuse to put this in place. They're not upset about the possibility of a pandemic. They're looking forward to it, because this is going to give their excuse to launch all of these controls on our personal freedoms. So for these evil people, their ultimate dream is to have an implant inside of you, a literal implant, where they implant a little microchip in you that will store all of your personal data. And boy, it breaks my heart, but Sweden is already doing it. And in a second here, I'm going to show you a clip from a YouTube video demonstrating how Sweden and the Swedes are embracing this as an issue of convenience. They can put all of their passwords going to get into a building on that one chip, and they hold up their hand. You know, when they want to go buy something, they just hold up their hand, and they consider it very convenient. What they don't realize is that the government is collecting all of their data. They have no more privacy. And look what China did to their citizens when they gave up their privacy. If you're in China right now, and if you want to travel anywhere, you have to have a certain ESG score. You have to have a certain social credit score in order to do anything, whether that's sending your kids to the right schools or traveling. You have to have the right kind of score. And if you say anything bad about the government, if you misbehave in any way, they're going to lower your social score. So you're not going to be able to travel. You're not going to be able to buy the food that you want. So all we have to do is to look to what's going on in China today to get a picture of what the rest of the world wants to do to their own citizens. So just bear with me for like 30 seconds here, because I do want to show you a clip of what they're doing in Sweden.
I think it's very much part of my own integrity to have myself chipped and keep my personal data there with me. I actually feel in a way that it's even more controlled on my end, having it in my own hand.
So there you have it. They bought it. They bought into the story. I have more control over myself than ever before because I have everything on that chip in my hand. They bought it. You poor Swedes, you're breaking my heart. If there's anybody watching this who's in Sweden, could you please comment below and tell me what your experience is? Have you gotten chipped? Do you know people who have gotten chipped? And have you gone to any of those chip parties? I'd be very curious to hear your story. So there is a big organized push right now worldwide by top government officials and leaders, presidents and prime ministers of countries to do this, to gather all the data they can on you. They don't want you to have any more privacy. They don't want you to have any more freedoms. They want you to be a servant of the state. You will be a slave. You will not be able to do anything in your life without the approval of your master. That's what this is literally going to be like. You have to push back against it. So what can you do? Well, the first thing you can do is at every opportunity, don't vote for anybody who approves of this nonsense. Okay, that's a good start. Now, for those of you who are in flat out socialist countries, that's a pretty tall order because there are not many people who believe in personal freedoms anymore. But whenever you do get an opportunity to vote for somebody who will stand up for your personal freedoms, for your personal sovereignty, you should vote for that person and get them into power. Okay, so that's one small thing you can do. Now, another very important thing you can do is find ways of extracting yourself from the system. Don't put any chips in your body, okay? And don't put anything on your phone that's going to be traceable. And financially, you got to find a way to secure yourself. This is probably the one thing you have the most control over. Get out of your local fiat currencies as much as you can. In America, it's the US dollar, right? Start getting your assets into gold and silver. This is the only real money in the world. It's a necessity. You have to do it. This is not about money anymore. This is about securing your personal sovereignty. If you believe at all in your personal freedom, if you like the idea of being a free person, free to make your own decisions about what to do with your body, where to travel to, and the rest of it, you got to make yourself financially secure. Get your money out of your bank, put some of it into gold and silver, and establish streams of passive recurring income. I've got a program called 7K Metals. I've done videos about it that take care of all three of those for you at once. If you want information on it, I'll have my contact information below. Get a hold of me, and I'll be happy to fill you in. I've done a video on it too called 7K Metals. Just look at my videos for 7K Metals because I recorded a presentation on it. But this video isn't meant to be a promo about 7K Metals. I'm just telling you, as a matter of fact, that is the single best program that I know of that will allow you to do all three things. Get your money out of the bank, put some of your money into gold and silver, and establish streams of passive recurring income. It does all three for you. So reach out to me and I'll get you set up. But at the very least, I want you to be hyper aware of what is going on out there in the world. Listen, you have to find a way to take care of yourself because your government is not looking out for you. Your government is looking for ways to enslave you, to take away your rights. Look at what Trudeau is doing in Canada. Look at what the guy in China is doing in China. Look at Sri Lanka. Look at Turkey. And for that matter, look at America. Our rights and our freedoms are being taken away from us, and people are giving them away. Don't give your freedoms away anymore. Okay? Think like a sovereign human being and start protecting your privacy and your freedoms. I would love to get your reaction to this video. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and give my video a like. And that's it. Edward Anderson signing out.
Copy that.